Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Dear students, lastly we discussed the physical and chemical properties of metals. And in this lecture, we will deal with the physical and chemical characteristics of non-metals. Means what physical and chemical properties does non-metals possess? And later on, we should differentiate metals from non-metals on the basis of these characteristics. So in this lecture we will deal with the physical characteristics or physical properties of non-metals first. Means what physical characteristics does non-metals possess? The first and foremost physical characteristic of non-metal is that non-metals have dull appearance as compared to metals. Metals have got shiny appearance. They are lustrous in nature. Non-metals have dull appearance. Means they are non-lustrous in nature. They are non-lustrous in nature. They don't shine. That is why we can't make ornaments out from these non-metals. Number second is non-metals are non-sonorous in nature. As compared to metals, metals are sonorous in nature. Sonority, they possess sonority. Why? Because when we beat metal they produce a sound, but non-metals don't have got this ability. They are non-sonorous in nature. They don't produce sound. Third property is that non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Exceptions are there. Graphite is an exception, which is in fact an allotropic form of carbon, and carbon in fact is a non-metal allotropic form of the allotropic forms of carbon like graphite. It is a good conductor of heat and electricity. It allows electric current to pass through them, but non most of the non-metals they don't allow electric current to flow through them. Means they act as perfect insulators. They act as insulators, and it is because of this ability that non-metals find wide range of applications in our day-to-day life. We use them for so many purposes, while we make use of insulators. Means non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Number fourth physical characteristic of non-metals is that non-metals are soft and brittle in nature. They are soft and brittle in nature. Means when we hammer them, if we hammer the non-metal, it breaks into pieces. It breaks into pieces. That is why, as compared to metals and as compared to metals, they were malleable and ductile. But they are what we call as they are non-malleable and non-ductile. Non-metals are non-malleable and non-ductile. They are non-malleable and non-ductile. Non what we call as these non-metals, they are non-malleable and non-ductile. The what we call as we can't what we call in this we can't make things out of them, because when we hammer them they break into pieces. Exceptions are there where we can say that this what we call as non-metal can be hammered, but most of the non-metals are non-malleable and non-ductile. We can't give a characteristic shape to them. These are actually the physical characteristics of non-metals. Now we will deal with the chemical characteristics of non-metals. In the chemical characteristics we deal what chemical properties does non-metals possess. First, chemical characteristic. Chemical characteristics of non-metals. Chemical characteristics. In the physical properties of metals, we have dealt in the chemical characteristics of metals. We have dealt with the nature of metals, and in the chemical characteristics of non-metals, we will deal with the nature of non-metals. If we take any non-metal like chlorine, we should look its ability, what tendency it possesses. When it mixes with other elements to form compounds, we find that it shows electronegativity. It is electronegative in nature. What it means, it is electronegative in nature. It shows this type of ability: tendency to gain electrons so as to change into anion. It shows this ability. Non-metals are electronegative in nature. Electronegative in nature in the sense they possess the tendency to gain electrons so as to change into anions. So as to change into anions means they show the tendency to gain electrons. They show tendency to gain electrons. This is the ability of a non-metal. That non-metals show the tendency to what we call as gain electrons as compared to properties of metals. They show electropositivity. They show tendency to lose electrons. They are electropositive in nature. Metals are electropositive in nature. Non-metals are electronegative in nature. Non-metals show the tendency to gain electrons. Metals show the tendency to lose electrons. This is the first chemical characteristics that distinguishes metals from non-metals, because later on we will discuss how the bond is forming between a metal and a non-metal, how the transference of electrons takes place from this metal to a non-metal, means how a chemical bond is formed. And in the chemical bond formation we find that there we find sodium shows this type of tendency to lose electrons, and chlorine shows this type of tendency to gain an electron. So cations and anions are formed. Which has got tendency to form an anion? It is the non-metal, because they are electronegative in nature. They show electronegativity. This is the first what we called as a property. This is the first behavior, chemical behavior, that the non-metals possess. What they possess? They possess tendency to lose a tendency to gain electrons. They possess electronegativity as compared to metals which possess electropositivity. Number second, if we find the reaction of non-metals with oxygen, if we find the reaction of non-metals with oxygen, what we find? We already find that metals also react with oxygen, but they form metal oxides. And we find the nature of these metal oxides to be basic in nature, because they form hydroxides, and metal hydroxides are basic in nature. Now, in case of non-metals, we find that non-metals also react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides, and we find that these non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. How we can explain this? If we take any non-metal like sulfur, if we treat this non-metal with oxygen, it forms sulfur dioxide. And if we treat this sulfur dioxide and non-metallic oxide in water, it results in the formation of H2SO4. It that indicates that it is acidic in nature. Acid rain. How acid rain is formed? Acid rain is formed because of these. When concentration of non-metallic oxides increase in the atmosphere due to pollutants liberated into the atmosphere, it results in the formation of metallic oxides. And when a pure water rain, when a rain passes through the atmosphere, it undergoes a reaction with these non-metal oxides, and it slightly changes the pH of that what we called as a rain. So we call that to be the acid rain. So it indicates that non-metallic oxides are what we called as acidic in nature. They are acidic in nature. They are acidic in nature. Every non-metal, every non-metal reacts with oxygen, resulting in the formation of non-metallic oxide, resulting in the formation. So we can say that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So we can say that non-metallic oxides are acidic in